stand-up. So here we go. Comedians often joke about their race, their religion. You joke about who you are. I went into a psychiatry appointment, and many of my jokes are going to be about mental illness. So I went into a psychiatry appointment. All right, here we go. I got to get there. Okay, so I went to a psychiatry appointment. Am I gone? I don't know. Okay, so I went to a psychiatry appointment. I said, "Doctor, I have something wrong with me. I don't know who to tell or what to do." He said, "I've been a shrink for over 40 years. I've seen it all. Not this." I have the Andrew diagnosis. It's a little bit of OCD, mania, depression, germophobia, bipolar, and oh yeah, I'm schizoaffective. He said, "Oh my God, you're a monstrous creature. I've never seen anything like this before." I shot the hardened shrink. But over time, he changed his tone. He began to salivate at the mouth. He wanted to help me, cure me of the Andrew diagnosis. But what he fails to realize, there's no helping me. My condition is permanent. Okay. So, has anybody ever seen the movie The Incredible Hulk? Basically, in the movie, they want to experiment on Bruce Banner. So I think the U.S. government wants to experiment on me because I have the Andrew diagnosis. I flew to South America, begin working in a factory like a fugitive, then I come back to America. I say to my mom, "The U.S. government is after me." She says, "No, they're not, Andrew. You're delusional. The U.S. government isn't after you." Okay. So it's really embarrassing when I go to a doctor for the first time other than my psychiatrist. The cute 20-something-year-old nurse comes into the room. She asks me, "What medications are you on?" I say, "Latuda, lithium, Lamictal," and that's just the L's. By the time I get to the R's, I feel like she swiped left on me like a Tinder. She looks at me critically. So then she asks, "Are you bipolar?" "Yes." "Are you depressed?" "Yes." "Have you ever been hospitalized?" "Yes." "What reasons have you been hospitalized?" "For psychiatric reasons." I should tell her the two medications that I'm not on, the two things that aren't wrong with me. Then she goes out into a hall, and I hear her mumbling with another nurse. Well, it was either her or a voice in my head, but I'm sure she was mumbling. She said, "What's wrong with him? Is he Frankenstein?" "No, I have the Andrew diagnosis. It's unlike anything she's ever seen before. It's my condition." Okay, so I'm a 33-year-old disabled adult child. I'm sitting back, watching my life pass me by. My dad often tells me, "Andrew, you need to pull the trigger." He means like a starting gun. Begin your life, begin the race. That seemed like good advice until I mentioned it to my psychiatrist. Apparently, pull the trigger is very bad advice for He said recovery isn't instantaneous like the pulling of a trigger. It's more like moving sand. Erosion like a setback can occur. Moving sand? That sounds Zen and Buddhist-like. You could at least use the analogy constructing a house. Knowing me, I would construct my house on sand, and we all know how that would end. My house would crumble because sand isn't a good foundation. So I am pulling the trigger, moving the sand, beginning the race. I'm going out into the real world. I'm trying stand-up comedy. Professional wrestling. I know oily men in their underpants trying to make each other submit with moves like the mandible claw and cross-faced chicken wing. It's a little weird, but I love the sensational entertainment. My favorite wrestler was Mordecai. He was a religious zealot, a lunatic that did things in the name of religion. Also, when I was in high school, I worked as a bagger at a supermarket. So when somebody wouldn't tip me, I would crush their bread and crack their eggs. All that destruction was stressful, so by the time break rolled around, I would go into the bathroom, relax, let it all hang out. One time, thinking I was alone, I began impersonating Mordecai. I said, "Sinners, forgive them, but I will not." To my surprise, from a stall, some guy calls out, "Are you okay out there, buddy? Is everything all right?" Needless to say, I was embarrassed. I was ashamed. I'm like, "Oh yeah," and I left the bathroom. But he pursues me. He says, "I was really inspired by your religious message. I'd like to join your religious cult." I told him I am not a religious nut job. I'm a wrestling nut job. But I gladly took him up on his generous donation, like a donation basket. You put money in the donation basket. When you have to explain the joke sometimes. Speaking of nut jobs, my mother can't have caffeine because just a slight amount will make her beat us faster. I'm just joking, my mom doesn't beat us, but a little bit of caffeine could literally kill her. One time she was drinking this water bottle assuming it was decaffeinated, and she takes a look and she says, "What?" She took a few steps and she says, "What? Oh no, it says OMG caffeine." She thought it said, "Oh my God caffeine," as in an enormous amount of caffeine. We were skeptical, so we took a look at the packaging. It didn't say, "Oh my God, OMG caffeine." It said 0 mg caffeine. 0 milligrams of caffeine. What type of twisted beverage company would write on their packaging, "Oh my God, caffeine"? Me personally, that's what I want in my coffee. An over-the-top amount of caffeine. I want OMG. I want OMG caffeine. That's what I get from the coffee shop every morning. The nitro cold brew. That is OMG caffeine. So yeah, I should invent my own energy drink with tons of caffeine. Call it "Oh my God caffeine." Remember that nurse? She came into my supermarket. I was her bagger. She bought eggs. I win.